Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to yet another live with Women to Women with your host, Binish Ambreen. With the advent and prolific use of social media, we live in an era where we are constantly in the public eye, whether it be of our own volition or not. Hence, this gives a rise to our current topic and our concern about looks and our outwardly appearance. Today's topic, skincare secrets, is one that is, I'm sure all of you can relate to and are very interested to learn about. We are trying or going to attempt to weed fact from fiction, so to speak. Now, let's meet the experts who will be our guides on this path to enlightenment, Dr. Rukshinda Hamidi and Dr. Shazia Sef. Dr. Rukshinda Hamidi specializes in internal medicine as well as aesthetics, with an MBBS from Sindh Medical College in Pakistan and a residency from Yale University School of Medicine in 2001. Dr. Hamidi has been in practice for 25 years in Westchester and Yonkers, New York, where she's also an active member of the community. Welcome, Dr. Rukshinda. Now, where Dr. Rukshinda is the go-to aesthetic specialist in New York, Dr. Shazia Sef has a to all your beauty woes in New Jersey. She's a board-certified physician with over 15 years of experience in medical and cosmetic dermatology. She practices at Certified Dermatology of New Jersey, focusing on skin cancer prevention and treatment, as well as laser and anti-aging procedures. Welcome, ladies, to our forum, and thank you for gracing us with your knowledge and your time. Now,
Thank you.
going back to the catalyst behind this topic as our hot topic of the day, and literally the fact that our so called 15 minutes of fame is literally now at everyone's doorsteps with numerous occasions and platforms where we are and will be photographed or Instagrammed into the public eye. Dr. Rukshinda, in your general opinion, has this era of constantly being under the public eye and almost always scrutiny increased your workload of patients and in terms of concern about our outwardly appearance? Like, what has it done to your workload and your patient load?
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. A very good question. Yes, with the social media and all these products in the market, all these skincare machines and products available, and so yes, in a good sense, yes, it has increased the workload and the patient awareness regarding how they look and how do they want to look. And it's not just ladies, but men also are very much aware, like aware of their looks, especially if they are on Facebook, Instagram, in parties, social media, and TikToks. And we know that how the TikTok has been popular in the last 10 years. So the answer to your question is yes, it did increase the workload in a good sense, because you do want patient to be aware of your how they look, how they feel, because if they look good, they will feel good. Uh,
Yes, I'm sorry, I was mute. Yes, I agree. Actually, there's nothing wrong with knowing or being aware of one's outwardly appearance because, let's be frank, we especially now. I mean, पहले तो होता था, मगर अब for sure we are judged by our first impression, and our first impression is that smile on our face. Hopefully, it'll be bright and beautiful, or that just that glow that many of us exude. And coming back to being South Asian, I think, and especially Muslim, we're often told that that's not necessarily true. But even in like, it's part of being true to yourself is and true to your religion is to be clean and well kept. There's nothing religious about being unkempt, so to speak. But kind of just shifting the gears a little bit. Now, us South Asians, we battle with a lot of, let's just be honest, insecurities and whatever. And we have specific ailments and issues that we specifically deal with. Now, being, a dermatologist in the field, Dr. Shazia, what kind of skin ailments, issues, or concerns do your South Asian or brown patients, sorry, have versus Caucasians or fair skinned patients? Like, is there a difference, or what exactly is it?
Yeah, thank you, Banesh. Thank you for having me over here to discuss some hot topics this morning. Um, there is a big difference. So my practice primarily, I would say 50% of my practice comprises of skin cancer. So skin cancer, sun damage, it all comes from lack of melanin in the Caucasian skin. So the skin that's fair and white, Caucasian skin, tends to have no pigment, no melanin, which is kind of protective and is there in our South Asian skin. So we deal with a lot more aging, a lot more sun damage, the risk of sunburns, and fair white American skin. South Asian skin, on the other hand, has a lot of melanin or what we call as pigment in our skin, which makes us more prone to hyperpigmentation, melasma, problems with uneven skin tone, which is a main concern in our type of skin. Also, so there is a cultural issue too. There is no habitual. I would say there is no like tradition of, or in South Asian skin just not. People in general do not enjoy laying out on the beach in the sun. So they're not like sun lovers. They protect themselves. So a lot of problems that are seen in fair Caucasian skin are not seen in South Asian skin. But it's and the treatment wise, I would say, in terms of different treatments for two types of skin, when here in white American skin, we can go very aggressive with laser, chemical peels, resurfacing. We cannot do those type of aggressive procedures in South Asian skin. So it's like an approach that's like slow, patient, very slow, and not harm the skin. So there is a way to treat. There's different problems, but in general, a lot of problems come from the sun. So both type of skins, they do benefit from sunscreen. So there are different reasons, but sunscreen is the main preventative, I would say is like the most important part of the routine. Use sunscreen in both types of skin to prevent both types of problems.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, I agree. Definitely, I think, especially being South Asian, we often forget to use sunscreen. I cannot tell you how many times growing up, I would use sunblock or sunscreen, and my mom would say, "इस वजह से तुम्हारा रंग सांवला हो जाता है because तुम sunscreen लगाती हो." And I would tell her, it's not a sun tanning lotion. It's to protect my skin in the long term. But literally, I think growing up, Pakistani, Indian, Bengali, whatever, we think that we don't need to put on sunscreen, but sunscreen is essentially not for tanning. It's to protect your skin against the sun rays. Correct? Would you
Yes.
agree? Right.
Yes.
So let's kill that fiction out there that as a Pakistani or Indian or Bengali, you don't need sunscreen. You need sunscreen. It's like the first thing you should do. And what about winter time? अब आजकल obviously सूरज इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, तो ये भी मैं सुनती हूँ कि sunscreen आजकल की क्या ज़रूरत है? How do you feel about that, Dr. Shazia?
It's so UV light is still there. It's there on cloudy days, rainy days, winter time. So there is a big issue with there is actually a lot of talking more about like the Caucasian white skin also. The biggest now they have a lot of studies that skin cancer problems come from everyday use of while you're driving, you're going to the store, going to the school, doing different things. It's like there's more skin cancer or sun exposure now associated with different problems. There is so it's needed every single day for daily activity. SPF or daily lotion, face lotion with SPF every day is recommended. It's not just for skin cancer prevention. It prevents dark spots. It prevents aging, sagging skin, all that damage that sun does. So.
Exactly. Excellent. So coming back to what we can do to improve our skin and whatnot. As an internist, Dr. Rakshanda, I know many people think like मेरी अम्मी अक्सर मजाक करती है, हाँ डाइटिंग कर लो और ऊपर थोप थाप करके आ जाना सामने. तो like what do you think of this? Like is inner health and inner I guess kind of like your health, the diseases that may ail one, things like that, is that does that affect your outwardly appearance? Is there a correlation, and if so, what kind of correlation? Can you give some examples?
जी बिल्कुल. एक्चुअली माय प्रैक्टिस का नाम ही है योर हेल्थ मेडिकल. तो what I tell my patients and my people who come for aesthetics, like whatever you eat, like you become what you eat. So if you want to really look good, you have to make sure you're eating a very healthy diet. Means like low carb, low fat, high in protein, high in minerals and vitamins, fruits, nuts, vegetables. And a very important part of you to look good is a good night's sleep. If 6 to 8 hours of sleeps are very, very important, you sleep early and you wake up early. And then in the morning, if you have time, you go for some walk, some exercise, like 30 to 40 minutes daily. It also is going to increase your circulation, your skin glow, your hair growth. Everything is related to what you eat and how you take care of yourself and your body. Uh, that also includes somewhat mental health, but we are not discussing that over here. So, yes, a lot of it has to do with how you're taking care of yourself. You have to stay away from smoking, you have to stay away from alcohol. All these can show on your face over time if you continue to do that. Yes, when you quit, you stop right there, and then you might be able to go back a little bit on your youthful skin. So the answer to the question is yes, we can do a lot more things by just micromanaging our daily routine and daily details and what we eat every day. And most important, which I forgot to mention, is hydration. Plenty of water you need to drink every day, and the importance of sunblock or sunscreen. Dr. Shazia has already did every day. And I also actually tell my people, even if you're going to parties at night, you still have to put a sunscreen first, and then you can put your makeup on top of it, because all these lights in the evenings, they do have some of them UV lights, which can actually cause damage. So, yeah, in a nutshell, that's the answer. Huh?
Excellent. So okay, so definitely our internal health has an impact on on our external appearance. Sleep is definitely it's something that I struggle with for sure. And 6 to 8 hours is something that we always need. Hydration as well. um what about, I know there's certain, like, people say that having a more vegetable based diet as opposed to a protein based diet, like what is the better option if we're trying to like enrich our skin texture, or that glow, that capture that glow forever and ever and ever? Like what exactly is the better diet, would you say?
So, I would say if you are not a vegetarian, then I think you have to mix both. But of course, some people are vegetarian, so they can take plant based proteins. So, protein is very important for you. And
Mm.
the plant-based, like soya, I think is one. Some people can take milk. Some people are vegan, they cannot even take milk or eggs. Now in that situation it becomes a little tougher, but we still have like beans and soya, they can take that. But yes, if you're a meat eater, yeah, meat is like fish oils you can get from like eating just salmon or any fish grilled. So try to have grilled and baked stuff. And हमारे जो खाने होते हैं उसमें बहुत, like, we put a lot of oil in this and that and parathas. Once in a while it's okay, it should not be a part of our routine. I don't say no to food, I'm a big food eater also myself. But I would say just to keep a balance, like maybe once a month you can have some, like, pie. लोगों को pie बहुत पसंद है. For yeah, so I
पाए
try to
बहुत
pie.
ट्रेंड अब सर बोन ब्रॉथ उसको कहते हैं, पाए को बोन ब्रॉथ कहते हैं, हेल्दी कर दिए.
हाँ
लाइक मुझे पाए बोन ब्रॉथ के अंदर वो इतना ज्यादा घी नहीं डालते.
हाँ, लेकिन उसमें फैटी फैट होता है, we all.
एग्जैक्टली
But
एग्जैक्टली.
yeah, साल में महीने में एक दफा खा लो, कोई बात नहीं है. But then
जबरदस्त.
again, to keep up with your physical activity is very, very important. Um, So yeah, so it has to be a combination of everything. You cannot just say okay मैं सिर्फ वेजीज खाऊंगी और प्रोटीन नहीं खाऊंगी और वेजीज भी वो खाऊंगी जिसमें बस लाइक मुझे जो मुझे पसंद है. अक्सर मेरा एक और भी जुमला होता है अपने पेशेंट से, भाई आप वो खाएं जो आपको पसंद नहीं है और आप वो ना खाएं जो आपको बहुत पसंद है. तो वो फिर क्योंकि अक्सर लोगों को लाइक दे लाइक कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, लाइक वी ऑल लव पिज्जा पास्ता दिस एंड दैट. So that is what you try to stay away from, because the carbs nowadays, sugar is something we are not supposed to eat now with research and all that. That is the one which is kind of a killer. So stay away from sugars, carbs, fats. But yes, once in a while you can. So it has to be a mixture of the diet. It's a combination of food we should eat.
Excellent. Agreed. So everything in moderation, as they
Everything in
always say,
moderation.
everything in moderation.
Yeah.
So अब चलो हमने सो भी सही रहे हैं hopefully इंशाअल्लाह, and then खा भी सही रहे हैं और sunscreen भी लगा रहे हैं. But then what about our daily routines? What's a basic skincare day night routine we should be following, Dr. Shazia, like in our 20s, 30s, and even 40s to prevent issues later on? And what if we never took care? Like, what if we never ever touched a moisturizer bottle until, we were like, oh, dang, it's catching up to me. And can we still repair the damage? Like, where do we go from there?
Yeah, great question. So it's a long topic. So, so day night routine, we can do a lot of things. I would say 20 to 25 is a good age to start if you're trying to do a simple skincare routine. So in addition to what Dr. Rakshanda said, healthy diet, exercise, less stress, more sleep, hydration, all that is the basic. There is no skincare routine that works on your skin to make your skin glow if you're stressed and tired and grumpy or whatever. So it's really, really important to have like a simple routine. Try not to do too many things. And it's very, very important to not to be obsessed with that routine too. So you could have it, make it a part of your daily life, like do a simple day and night routine, but not like mentally be obsessed with every single line or every single mole or freckle or anything and that really harms your mental health, your psychological well-being. So that's like very important to not to be obsessed. There is a big problem with, I see that teenagers going around Sephora for trying to get things. It's really, really not needed. So you want to keep it really simple. You want to look good, but not to be like obsessed with these products and be under peer pressure and do a lot of different things that are not even needed. So first of all, so I mentioned already about sunscreen. So sunscreen is the basic. So I would start in your 20s or 30s. It starts every time. So basically, even for teenagers, sunscreen. SPF of over 30, a broad spectrum sunscreen. My personal preference is a mineral based sunscreen. If we're talking more about hyperpigmentation, preventing uneven skin tone, a mineral tinted sunscreen, SPF 30, as a part of your daily moisturizer is the most important, I would say, anti-aging cream and a dark spot cream. So that's like, it's all over my Instagram page. You could see different recommendations. It's Skin Doc CD, my Insta page. So mineral sunscreen over 30, and then to enhance that, so when we wash our face in the morning, we can do, when we are 20 years old plus, we can do some vitamin C in the morning. So that goes first, so it's always thin to thick. So we do like a few drops of vitamin C on your skin, and then put a face moisturizer with sunscreen. And if you want to do makeup, then again, a good oil-free makeup or whatever your preferences can go on top. Talking about the nighttime routine. So nighttime routine, again, I would do the basics. So it's really, really important to wash your face. So washing your face at night is really important. Even if you don't use makeup or moisturizer or anything, or you've not been out, it's really important to, your skin has natural oils. You have environment, pollution from the environment, you have different things. You will need to wash your face. You don't need to scrub your face. You don't need a special tool or brush or those different things they market. They make no sense. Just simple hands, hydrating cleanser, simple, I would say store brand cleanser. That's what I use. Wash your face with your hands before you go to bed. A very, very important, I would say a very important ingredient for nighttime routine that derms love, like that's like the basic of dermatology, is retin-A. So retin-A, we do recommend for acne prone skin, anti-aging, age. So your collagen breaks, you have a breakdown of collagen every decade from 20 to 30 to 40. As our age, the numbers increase, the collagen breaks down. So retin-A is something that really prevents that collagen breakdown. It helps induce more collagen in your skin. So retin-A of any form, like a retinol, starting with, it could be different, that's over the counter, as it's an acne medication, still a retinoid, a retinol, or a prescription tretinoin. So very sparingly on your face, even if you do every other night, because it's a little like it could be a little bit drying on your skin, but that's like the basic of dermatology. So applying a pea size of retin-A cream at night, depending on what your strength your skin tolerates, it's like one of the best things you could do. So I would, and then the last thing, when we said it's too simple, if you have done retin-A, a good moisturizer can go on top. So there are a lot of studies. In general, there's a lot of data that our skin loses moisture as when we sleep. So when we go to sleep, it's kind of like, you could say the skin could get dehydrated. That is what we call as epidermal water loss while we sleep. So a moisturizer, a good ingredient is hyaluronic, or some good moisturizer, niacinamide with vitamins, hyaluronic. It should be basically applied, even if you're not doing, or you're not a big fan of retin-A, you need to hydrate your skin at night. So the basic anti-aging skincare routine is mainly at night, so washing your face with a good cleanser, applying retin-A sparingly, and applying a moisturizer at bedtime. So those are the basics of nighttime routine. Again, I said that it should not, everything, depending on how your skin tolerates, we can go into, I didn't take any specific brands, but we don't have to go fancy or do like upscale type of retinols, or it's basically simple sunscreen, simple retinol at night, moisturizing. It really helps helps to induce more collagen and prevent that collagen breakdown that happens with every decade. Hope that was simple.
No, excellent. So, I'm just gonna skip a question just to follow up, because you said that it doesn't have to be something that's highly expensive. So then you're saying that we don't have to necessarily, break the bank. Like, obviously, I was reading a article, and it said that women actually spend 70 to 80% of their income on beauty treatments and skincare. Like, that's like, ladies, we're working, like, हम कहते हैं कि हमने जंजीरें तोड़ दी मगर तोड़ी नहीं है. So like, so you're saying that we don't necessarily have to break the bank, that we can actually get drugstore over the counter products for the same effect, that is something from Bloomingdale's or Saks. Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So,
Without, go ahead.
Yes, again, like I said, I'm not sure if we are allowed to, or I want not to discuss specific brands, but I would mention some of my favorite, I would say derm recommended brands. So simple drugstore brands: Neutrogena, Aveeno, Cetaphil, CeraVe, one of the top ones, CeraVe, La Roche-Posay. These are simple store brands you can get in Target, in a regular pharmacy. They work very good. They work good in practice. People do a lot of harm with using different brand. So there is a whole trend with 12-year-old kids going around Sephora and buying things that they don't even know of. There is a big trend. They follow things from TikTok. I know from my own daughters that they would not be inclined to use stuff that they follow. It's like TikTok, the Instagram, the social media. There's a big peer pressure, but these things do work. I would give an example. Like there was a big study done. They did head-to-head trials of Estee Lauder retinol against Neutrogena retinol, which is like a simple wrinkle repair Neutrogena SA cream, and it was proven by that study Neutrogena was still superior than that Estee Lauder brand that was almost 3 times more than Neutrogena. I, as a doctor in this skincare field, after I would say so many years in practice, I have every upscale type or free sample from every company that comes and has their sunscreen. I still have used Cetaphil with very good success for my skin for 20 years, and it has never given a problem. So I would look at the ingredients. I would keep it simple. There are specific things that I would say in terms of vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin B5. Some people use when, they are superior if you go with a little more derm recommended or higher upscale brand. But in terms of moisturizer, cleanser, acne products, eczema creams, I think we have very good drugstore brands, and like I said, they're all listed on my Insta page if anyone wants to look at them. I would say the top derm recommended product, and which is still the best-selling brand, best-selling moisturizer. That's just an example. Aveeno Positively Radiant skin moisturizer, which is free of all chemicals. It has soy, it lightens, it's very good for South Asian skin. Neutrogena Hydro Boost, which is a moisturizer that's like extremely affordable, very, very superior. Patients are super happy within 2 weeks of use. La Roche-Posay and Eucerin eczema creams, they are so much superior than any other moisturizer that people will use for dry, itchy skin for their body. Just an example, it does really, really well. Like everyone, if you recommend, patients are happy when they come back. So it's not, I would look at the ingredients. I would look at what you're using. Like we said, something with good SPF, a good moisturizer, niacinamide, some vitamins, hyaluronic, retinol at night. Like a basic moisturizer, derm recommended brand is good enough. You would be very, very happy, and you wouldn't have any of those reactions that some of these products that are scented and heavily chemical based. That's what we see in our practice. So you would keep it really simple. Yeah.
Thank you. Ladies, I hope you're taking notes, because I know I'm going to go back and take some notes down. And so this is excellent. Thank you, Dr. Shazia. Like, this is, I think, definitely news to us. We always think that the more money we spend, the better value we'll get, but it's not always the truth. So, technically speaking, we can definitely use drugstore brands. We don't have to, spend our 80% of our salary on this stuff. Now, shifting gears a little bit, to you, Dr. Rakshanda. I know, as Dr. Shazia and you both have mentioned, like, definitely it's long-term, it's a long-term process taking care of our skin, whether it's internal or external care. And obviously skincare begins in our 20s and not in our 30s or 40s when we start seeing the effects of such things. But there's a trend towards Botox and collagen and fillers and whatnot being used in our 20s. Like, literally, I read articles about, honey, if you're not putting, collagen or Botox, into your face when you're 25 years old, then, you've missed the bus, so to speak, almost. So do you get patients like that? And when you do, how do you treat patients who seek correction or, like, before it's needed? Like, how would you address such a thing?
You really don't need Botox or fillers that early age. But if somebody comes in that age group, so my first question is, what is really bothering you? So it's basically the looks. They don't like the way their lips are, or they want their fuller lips, they want high cheekbone, like high cheeks, or now they have a trend of doing some nose lift also with fillers. So yes, you do need the basic preventive care, as Dr. Shazia just said. But these injectables, which includes Botox and fillers and some other different kind of fillers which are long term, you not necessarily need at that age. But sometimes after evaluation, if somebody is using their, like they are very emotional, they use their muscles a lot, like frown lines, 11s, lines on the forehead and all that. So and they don't like it and they want to make it little slower or sometimes frozen. And that is where we use Botox, because it's because they want it. If, and then that can also help in preventing future wrinkles, especially the deep lines on the forehead and the smile lines, the marionette lines, or the elements on the forehead. So that those are the places where we can use Botox uh, for prevention at an early age, so that they don't make deep lines over there. Sometimes they have like the Botox is also used. So we use the Botox toxin, and the function of the toxin is to paralyze the muscle, and which is basically the side effect of Botox. But we are using the side effects for the treatment here. Some people having you know, uh, like the muscles of the neck, if they're tight and they don't like it and they're very visible. So we can inject a little bit there to make it less pronounced. The angles of the mouth, if some like people, they smile and they droop a lot. So we can make those muscles little less active by injecting only a few units on each side. So it's it all depends upon what they want and what looks they want. It's more about looks at that age and maybe some prevention for future problems. So yes, we do have that. And then again, in aesthetics, they ask me like, "What is your opinion, Dr. Hamidi?" So I'm like, "I don't have an opinion. First, tell me what bothers you, why you are here, why you think that you need all this." So and then gives me some guidance like what patient really is about. Sometimes they're beautiful, perfect, and they really don't need anything, but they want something because they want to do something to their face. So then I just say, okay, so let's start with a little bit and let's see how you like it. And then I satisfy them, and then they go, and then sometimes they come back and sometimes they don't come back, because maybe because they want a little more and I did less, or they are just satisfied. So there's all sorts of people we deal with in the office.
Excellent. So basically, I think it's the human condition to always think that there's you need more of something. And
Yes.
now in 2024, that has become the more of, Botox fillers, collagens. If I was more, younger looking, more beautiful, if I had a better nose, if I had fuller lips, whatever. And essentially, as you said, like, yes, as a doctor, it's your duty to ask like what exactly is bothering them and treat them as such, because sometimes those things, that little more, can help boost mental health. And if it comes down to a difference between giving them what they want, as opposed to like them living in this kind of insecure way, like there's nothing wrong with that. Like I don't think necessarily that there's anything wrong with somebody wanting to be a better version of themselves in whatever way, shape, or form. But yeah, they sooner or later they should realize that what it is in here that needs to, but
Mhm.
that's a definitely discussion for another time, for
Yes.
sure.
That's why I didn't go over there.
So now, kind of leading into our next topic of discussion. So like, there's certain things like, one of the comments that I was reading, that while we were talking during our introduction, you don't need any skincare, you're born Kashmiri. So like something like this, like, there's like actual like genetics that do play a part in our skincare and the way we age and the way we look. I remember one time Mahira Khan, the Mahira Khan, the Pakistani actress who's very, very famous. And, when she came on the scene, everybody was very concerned about, oh, look at how beautiful she is. She has this peaches and cream skin. She actually came online. She literally said in many interviews, guys, I'm Pathan. We come from Indian and Pakistan. Like, this is a thing that's natural. Please don't go and, there's so many things out there, to like even whiten our skin now. And, people don't understand the side effects of those things. So, like, what role, like, this is a very broad topic, and honestly, both of you can address this, but what role does genetics play in skin aging and the like? And what about hormones? Like a brief overview. Let's start with Dr. Akshanda. Like, what role do you think plays,
Well,
you know?
now it's all about genetics and hormones. That's for the last 10, 15 years, we know, and there's a lot of research has been done in genetics regarding about your other conditions, your body conditions, and of course the skin. And skin, as we know, is the largest organ of our body. So yes, if you have good genetics, like if you see your parents, your grandparents, that they have like good skin turgor, glow, and they actually are not, they did not really use what we use today. So yeah, genetics plays not complete role, but a lot of role in how you look and what you do. Like the way your skin looks, the way your body, because every day we are using our body, and then there's a breakdown of our tissues. Um, the connective tissues, the collagen, but then the speed of it is, I think, it's like it's in your chromosomes, like it's your genetics. The hormones, yes, when you are in your youth, your hormones are at your peak, and you are at that time you look the most beautiful. There's a lot of glow on your face, and you have a good skin turgor. They're like, like everything where the collagen is supposed to be, it's there. But with aging, of course, your hormones go down, especially in females. I've noticed that slowly you can see the changes on your face every day. And then a lot of time we do check hormones, but we don't normally do. If a patient does request, can you check my hormones, and we do it. And sometimes they are on the lower side, but not the lowest, so that we don't replace it. I'm kind of not a fan of hormone replacement therapy because it has its own side effects. But yes, and then after menopause, you see a big difference: premenopausal skin and postmenopausal skin. Not just the skin, your own body, it changes. The way your belly looks like. For example, you gain weight right away, like in a year after menopause, because you say, oh, it's hormonal. Yes, hormonal, because you have all those cravings and you're eating different stuff which you're not supposed to eat, and you have never eaten before menopause. So it is a big topic. If I'm going to break down, I'm going to be sitting here. But the answer to the question is yes, both these things do affect your looks, again, your mental health, your body, and the way you see yourself every day in mirror. You can tell, okay, I was looking like this yesterday. Something happened here. What happened? So yeah, you change every day. Your face change every day, and then that is when you start looking into all the products and Botox and fillers, the skincare, on vitamins, and all these what we just discussed before. And maybe I'm sure Dr. Shazia has something to say about it.
Yeah, I think so. Most of the changes to the skin and also the hair. So I let's not forget about the
Yes.
just the skin, but hair. There is a major change. I would say that is so. Menopause usually it does not start when the cycle ends. It's really like it starts like the changes start like way before. So I would say the major change happens around 44 to 50, that age group. There is a significant change to the skin. Patients notice more like sagging skin, thinning hair on the frontal, like I would say the front of the head, a lot more lines, more. The hormones do a lot of, do a lot of bad things for us, but they are really needed for us. So you need it. Once you start going, everything goes down. So I would say 45 to 50, that age group, people notice most of the changes that happen or were going to happen.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so definitely, I think again we've outlined you both have outlined a great plan on how to, if not curtail, but at the very least minimize the effects of menopause and all the things that can happen with aging skin. Certainly, I think this is definitely a prescription for success if we are to follow that. Guys, you literally have, the experts at your fingertips today, so you should be very happy with that. Now, one of our viewers, Miss Talat Sabah, asked a question. People are a lot of people are mostly scared of using some creams, thinking they may cause skin cancer. Kindly explain. I think she means like sometimes this is, I think it's coming from that old kind of mentality that many people do grow up with, like jitna chemicals aap skin pe lagaoge utna zyada aapki skin kharab hogi. Like, what do you think, like especially now, please elaborate on like किस तरह की creams आ रही हैं, like in the process that they go through, that they, would it ever a cream cause skin cancer or the like? Any of you can take this question.
Do I take that?
Yes, please.
So there's a lot of misconception about retin-A, and I would say hydroquinone. Hydroquinone is like a bleach agent, so it is like a lightening cream. It is a common ingredient of our basic derm treatment. If we see someone with dark spot, before I even start doing laser or doing anything, I would put them on hydroquinone to lighten. And again, retin-A, I spoke about retin-A. There is a lot of talk about, I wouldn't say not in the US, but other countries, that they are carcinogenic or can cause cancer. There is no data whatsoever until now that hydroquinone, the lightening cream, or retin-A causes any type of cancer, skin cancer, body cancer. It does not. So there is no research that has, in spite of all the research, there's no data that it causes any harm. Retin-A is the only harm. So I tell all my patients, even if when they are teenagers or they are coming, early in life, or like a retin-A prescription, only time you don't take it or use it is during pregnancy. Pregnancy and nursing we usually exclude, but other time it's like the best thing you can do for yourself at night for your skin. So there's really no data, and it's totally like just a myth about both the products.
Excellent. Okay, so yeah, so that I hope that answers your question, Talat. For sure, definitely, I think there is a misconception out there. Now, you mentioned I can't say the word hydrochloroquine, the
hydroquinone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I actually have seen supplements of hydroquinone online, in Amazon, in fact, that one can take as a bleaching agent. Like, what is your recommendation about that? Like, people that are taking, I know in I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about this, but I know in Dubai they offer something similar in injectables. Like, is taking supplements of hydroquinone like something that
hydroquinone is a cream? It's a cream that is applied to the dark spots to lighten them. So it is. It should be used under the guidance of a physician who knows how. And it's a time limited use. It is not like an unlimited use. That's something that you do to lighten your skin every day. So it's a treatment for it does not come in pill form. There was an over-the-counter low strength that is off the market in the US. So it is just prescription, but there are forms of hydroquinone online, on muesli, I would say different. Amazon has a lot of stuff that I mean, it's your skin, so you really have to make proper choices, not to just indulge and buy things off Amazon to treat your skin, because you can really harm yourself. It can cause permanent lightening of the skin, which is a bigger problem than dark spots that we see deal with.
तो या घर में डॉक्टर ना बने प्लीज सब लोग अपने डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट से प्लीज कंसल्ट करिए बिफोर टेकिंग एनीथिंग ऑनलाइन और Amazon TikTok तक सेल करते हैं. There's something that's very very famous right now called Medicube. I actually saw some people talking about it at our last social event, and it's literally TikTok is selling it. Like, who made TikTok an expert in skincare? But that's what that's the world we're living in, that there's everything is being used to kind of as a expert of whatever, when there it's not expert, it's just marketing. That's all it is. Now we have a question here from for Dr. Rakshanda from our one of our viewers. Her name's Noor Dani, and she's saying she's suffering from post-pregnancy hair loss. She's saying, what can I do to minimize post-pregnancy hair loss? Taking vitamins, etc., is not helping. So what would you suggest to somebody like that? Obviously, I suppose it's a little bit topical, a little bit hormonal. What do you suggest?
Post-pregnancy hair loss. I basically eat well, sleep well, take multivitamins, and I like to continue prenatal vitamins for a year or two after even the childbirth, during pregnancy, after pregnancy, breastfeeding. Because if you're breastfeeding, of course, you're using a lot more of your body raw material, making that milk, and then and the babies are doing like every 2-3 hours initially they drink it. So my suggestion only is good hydration, eat meat, drink milk, take your vitamins, fruits, vegetables, nuts, whatever you can eat. So healthy and a complete diet, like a balanced diet you should take. And stay away from the fatty food, the food which makes you gain weight, which is a trend in our community, that after delivery, our elders, they feed you not really a healthy food, like जिसमें बहुत सारा होता है ना, अगेन फैट्स, कि भाई ये अच्छा है, ये खाओ, को वो पंजीरी और कुश्ता वगैरह बनाते हैं, ठीक है वो अच्छा है, लेकिन उसमें फिर जो वो असली घी और ये सब चीजें डालते हैं, आई डोंट थिंक इट्स अ गुड आइडिया टू डू दैट. सो आई जस्ट ओनली से कि अच्छी हेल्दी डाइट लें, and that hair fall, it's not related. It is a hormonal related, but they do come back because you are young, and your body is still making all these raw material, which later on, the skin will look good, the hair will come back. So yeah, so nothing special. Like कि मुझे कोई ऐसी दवा नहीं है कि मैं कहूँ ये खा लो तो बाल आ जाएंगे. बस अपनी न्यूट्रिशन का ख्याल रखें, और रेस्ट एंड स्लीप is very very important. So that's what I recommend if somebody asks me that.
So I agree. I think हमारी community में ना दो extremes है. Like we have the moms that are like, hey Allah, मेरे बच्चे का बच्चा हुआ. So they will like stuff your face with like, asli ghee, panjiri, which by the way, the kamarkas is so bad for your teeth, girls. So it's like there's so many things that they will give you. But then we have the other camp, which are like, oh my God, because now, especially with celebrities, like literally 6 weeks way back to, size 0. We have those. A lot of, I think, girls are struggling with that kind of also challenge, that, there's an expectation that you have to quickly come back. And that leads to, hair loss and things like that as well. I think you have to be, again, you guys
I would like to add, this is again, like, I totally agree with Dr. Hamidi, like exactly what she said, but it's really, really important so this condition of losing the hair, which usually starts after 3 to 4 months of pregnancy, after the labor, is called telogen effluvium. So it's like hair loss, excessive hair loss that comes from the stress to the body, and usually it does not start soon after labor. It is would be like 3 to 6 months after. Most important is exactly what she said: maintain your iron, your folate, your prenatal, your good diet. But most important is to keep that stress away, because the body and the mind is already under so much stress with the baby. In my practice, I have like young moms bringing like a Ziploc bag full of hair just to show like how much hair they lose every day. Even you keep that, because this is a totally a reversible condition. So only thing you have to see is like wait and watch, and just it's going to get better. So there was no need for any, there's no need for all that stress. You have that hair never, this type of hair loss never gets evolved.
Thank you so much. So, fret not, that hair will come back, inshallah. All right. So now Nusra Suhail is asking, hair loss also happens during menopausal age. So, what would you recommend? Like, I actually have some friends who are not planning on getting pregnant whatsoever or pregnant, but they say take prenatal vitamins. Balo ke liye acha hota hai. Well, would you recommend taking something like just vitamins? आप कह रहे हैं, right? Like
Yeah,
menopausal age में भी काम करेगा इस तरह की vitamins. What do you guys think?
yeah, multivitamins and आजकल वो एक और भी कॉम्बिनेशन आता है विटामिन फॉर हेयर एंड नेल्स. अगर आप उसमें देखें तो उसमें वो सारी सब चीज़ें हैं जो आपको मल्टीविटामिन्स में भी मिल जाती हैं, बट इन अ लिटिल मोर अमाउंट. आपको मोर मिलीग्राम्स मिल जाते हैं उसमें. एक्सक्यूज मी. तो ये मेनोपॉज में जो हेयर लॉस होता है, एक्सक्यूज, it is actually hormonal. It's a male pattern baldness जो कि यहाँ पे इधर आता है. And it's of course related to आपके जो female hormones they are going down, male hormones are going a little up, so that happens. We cannot do much about it. Some people use Rogaine, that might help, but you have to continue to use it. When you stop using it, वो फिर वही हो जाता है. So anything you apply locally for hair growth, it does work temporarily if we have the roots over there. But if the roots are gone, then the hair will not come out. A lot of people go for hair transplant, which sometimes helps, sometimes it doesn't help. I've seen people doing the hair transplant, and then after a year, all the hair they fall off because the roots cannot stay in place because of the skin is getting older, the collagen is not there, they cannot hold the roots. तो वो बाल भी गिर जाते हैं. तो to make it short, we can do certain things to make it look better, but a lot of time at that age, what is gone is gone. It might come back or not come back, but we have to continue to work towards it. Like अगर आपको कोई local चीज लगानी है लगाइए, vitamins लेती रहिए, अपनी diet का ख्याल रखिए, stress, sleep, all that. It's the same combination of things which we had said in this talk. पहले जो हमने सारी बातें करी, वही सारी बातें भी आप मेनोपॉज के बाद भी कर सकते हैं. For everything, for skin and skin, ये सारे जो बाल हैं ये भी आपके skin से ही निकलते हैं, skin and its appendages. So we just have to keep up with our diet, exercise, vitamins, and some local treatments, and let's see, like we can maintain it. We cannot really go back to our youth. Like 50% of your hair, you get hair thinning at that age because they fall. You don't get your 100% hair back, but some of it you can make it come back a little or make it look better. And I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So basically, as you mentioned, she also said that what about rosemary oil? Nusra Suhail was saying, I've heard rosemary, but she mentioned, Dr. Akshanda said, like, you can use locally, but again, anything that you're using, it's gonna be a temporary effect, and once you stop using it, especially at a certain age, like menopausal age, where things are going to go. I mean, like, I think at the end of the day, there's also like PRP treatments and things like that. I'm not a dermatologist, so I cannot. Yeah, I can. Is I can't say what works, but as you guys mentioned, whether it's a vitamin, whether it's something at a certain age, you have to be consistent and constant for it to actually, and it might not work at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, at least you're trying.
Yeah.
Vitamins कोई हर्ज नहीं करेगा, कोई नुकसान नहीं देगा, तो कोशिश करिए. I
Huh.
have a question from Sidra Jamil here, Shazia, or Dr. Ukshanda. You can take this question too. She's asking, do you suggest using sunscreen at night? You mentioned, I think, that certain UV lights, like even in our houses, have an effect on our
Yeah.
skin. Do you
Yeah.
suggest using it at night as well? Who wants
Yeah,
to take
if
this
you're
question?
going, like if you're home and you have bright lights, why not? But before you go to sleep, of course, you wash your face and it comes out. But if you're going to go to a party and you are exposed in bright light, of course you have makeup on, but I always put myself under the makeup some sunscreen, or my makeup has some sunscreen. So I like to protect even at night my skin from bright lights, UV lights, because they are there, and it's artificial light. It's like, tanning beds. Tanning beds are what? There are a lot of it has UV light, and they are, you like, when you go in tanning beds, you put sunscreen on, and they recommend that you should do that because it can damage your skin. So it's the same effect at night, inside. Even at night you should use it. That's my recommendation, because I use it on me also, always.
Yeah, if she's asking about like bedtime, that's really not needed. You really
Yeah,
want
bedtime is not needed.
sunscreen, and you moisturizer, hydration or exfoliation. That's the right time to do it because you're going to be sleeping. They are doing a lot of trials if the light or blue light from the computers or iPad or phones affect our skin. It's still like not fully studied, but like I would say bright light. People who have more problems, like more have like pigmentation, melasma, other things, I do tell them like if you're by a window or even if you're inside the house, use sunscreen because there's windows in the kitchen. There's things that really could affect or harm your skin. UV light still harms your skin.
All right, excellent. Yeah, definitely we suggest you should use UV, like, rather sunscreen at night, especially, like, it doesn't matter if you're going to an event and it has lights, it's gonna be the same effect. Yeah, very good. All right, we also I was trying to avoid this question because I feel like it's gonna open up a little bit of a can of worms, but we have Talat Sabah asking a question. Let me just scroll down. It's she's asking. Um, Oh, well, before we get to that question, maybe collagen, biotin, and topical solutions. Yeah, same answer, right? All of those answers, like
Um,
collagen, topical solutions, like same thing. Use it as
biotin,
long as possible. So
biotin has
biotin
no
works.
data that it affects the hair and nail and skin. It's like a big market. It's like $1 million market, but there's no data that biotin helps the skin. Collagen, there is maybe like a few trials that prove the collagen, but then no collagen is like animal free, so you should know. I don't know if you know, but the collagen, like people are struggle to get halal collagen. So I would still promote retin-A use as a cream instead of indulging too much into or taking collagen and biotin. Topical solution, I'm a big fan of Rogaine. So I recommend Rogaine for every patient who's suffering from hair. It's like a derm brand. So I do topical solutions. I do recommend them. They are clinically proven, FDA approved. So Rogaine, if you start early, like exactly how Dr. Hamidi said, if you have like a bald, shiny scalp, Rogaine is not going to work. But someone who is like even now with kids like 20-year-old 20-year-old men, they start suffering with hair loss. Simple minoxidil 5% solution in general to do every day as your routine, like you brush your teeth at night, you don't want your teeth to fall off, you want no hair to fall off, you put Rogaine. It is totally safe, it is side effect free. We usually do like or now it's come up. There's a big in the last year we started doing oral minoxidil, which is like a blood pressure pill, but we do at a low dose for hair growth. It works really, really well in practice, but then it's not side effect free. So there are a few pills that we do treat men and women with for hair loss, and it is a very upcoming thing because in today's world, for like young people, 25-year-olds, it's like a big thing. Hair loss, baldness is like a fear, especially if they see their family members suffering from bald. They do not want to get bald. And we are in that era of, where everything is available. So topical solution, I would say minoxidil 5%, men's Rogaine, or even for ladies 5%, the same men's strength. It's like the basic before you start any pills, anything. I do have, and I don't have any financial conflicts, but I do sell Nutrafol in my office. But Nutrafol for postnatal and for perimenopausal women worked really well. So there is very limited data. It has a little biotin. There is a vegan Nutrafol that has no biotin. They all work very good in practice. I think the main ingredient, it is all ashwagandha or stress. So stress has a lot to do with our life. So it has ashwagandha and all these natural ingredients that, so patients kind of like when they start taking it after 3, so you have to give 6 months. So 6 months plus they sleep well, their hormones are under control. It helps with perimenopause. Overall, it gives you a thicker, fuller hair, and people are very happy and they come back to get more. So I think it has a basic effect on our stress level, but I'm a big fan of minoxidil, but Nutrafol is just an expensive vitamin, but yeah, it does help a lot of people in clinical practice. Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll save that question, Talat, for the next live.
Ah,
Inshallah, thank you so much, Dr. Shazia, and thank you so much, Dr. Rukshanda, for joining us and giving us extremely valuable advice. Actually, I'm definitely gonna go back and review and take notes and go, to the nearest drugstore for sure. No more Bloomingdale's and Saks for me, maybe. And so, inshallah, and I cannot be, express more gratitude for you guys to taking your time out on a Sunday early morning to join us and regale us with your enlightenment and for answer our much needed and unsaid questions that I think many of us always wonder about. Thank you so much, ladies.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Assalamu
Bye-bye.
alaikum. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, we are done. All right. So